District Commission this evening for the City of Westminster, Wednesday, September 3rd. It's 6 o'clock at City Hall. And tonight we start with our statement of authority. The Westminster Historic District Commission derives its authority from Chapter 164, Article 9A of the City Code, which is authorized by Maryland Code Annotated Land Use Article Division 1, Single Jurisdiction Planning and Zoning, Title 8, Historic Preservation. The qualifications of the Westminster Historic District Commission are on file at the City Administration Building at 45 West Main Street, and the file is open to the public. Very quickly, we'll do a quick roll call.
Chris Amadori.
Kathy Beatty.
Chris McMaster's chair.
Bryce Ken.
Thank you very much. And tonight from the city?
Melissa Thorne, Economic Development Coordinator.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Melissa. All right, tonight's agenda is fairly short, but we're going to do it anyway because we are here every month. So we're going to do it now. Old business, we have none. New business, we have none. I would like to just talk very quickly about the commission implementation plan. And I'll say that I've been in consultation with the contractors trying to get them some information. I'm taking a little leave of absence, so I really wanted to get them some stuff before I go. Kathy, did I ask you specifically to research something for that?
No, but if you have something.
I have two somethings that are really easy for you.
Okay.
For everybody else, not so easy.
Okay.
But for you, I want to have a little synopsis of where Frederick Douglass stood when he was here. Wasn't he at the Opera House?
He was at the Opera House.
Was he anywhere else in town? Did he come in on the train?
I would assume he came in on the train. The article in the, I believe it was in the Democratic, not with American Sentinel, I think, was like one short little paragraph. So there's not a lot of detail there. And I think if they look at the MHT file for the Opera House, that was amended a few years ago to include a transcription of that.
Would you write that up for me so I can just forward it off to their research team?
Sure.
Because to me, that's an interesting place on Main Street. That's part of our story. And I don't know how many people even know in Westminster that Frederick Douglass came to visit and had a little oration moment, you know? So to me, that's one of those stories we need to tell on Main Street. And maybe the Opera House is or isn't interested, but anyone walking along in front of it might be, they want to Google that info. Second Kathy Beatty question.
Sure.
You know where I'm going with this. Want to know more about when Roosevelt was here.
Oh, sure.
I want to know which address he was at, where he stood, if he was at one of the local hotels here, if he'd come in on the train.
He came in on the train. He did not stay overnight, but he came in on the train and he spoke. The American Sentinel building was on what's now the parking lot next to Warden's.
Oh,
and he was there.
that's right on Main Street.
Right on there, and so it was right across the street from the train station. So they brought him across the street. He spoke on a platform there. There are some great photos of him speaking there.
I would love to have some to add to that thumbnail of something interesting. And you and I remember how we used to do Facebook type things. It's sort of that equivalent of something. I mean, maybe no one's going to find a parking lot attractive there or interesting, Melissa. But who knew that Roosevelt came here to speak?
I would think at least a sign would be,
Mhm.
it would be worthy of a sign, similar to.
Maybe we do some local history markers. You could do one at the Opera House. You could do one for Roosevelt's visit.
And it doesn't have to be done now. What we can do,
Grant visited.
Grant. Oh, write that one up too then. I want to know what Grant would. I mean, the point is, if it's on this app for that address, the landholder should at least know. And anybody who researches that address should be able to figure this out.
Great.
And I think it's just cool history that doesn't get swept up in the architecture. You know, we have a really good thing about this post-Gothic, blah, blah, blah. But that Frederick Douglass stood in front of it, didn't know that. Comes a lot. So grants, and also we could talk about where Jeb Stewart took a snooze in the sidewalk.
Yeah, there's the debate over where was Jeb.
Where was Jeb? But we think it was in front of 106 East Main Street, right?
Well, usually they say he was in front of 216.
Really?
But I've heard a variety of places as to
Not
when.
106, 206, I was thinking 206.
So I can look that up as well, see what I can find on that. I think Taft visited, I'm trying to remember, I got a whole PowerPoint on presidential visits to Carroll County. I think Taft visited Westminster as well.
So this could even be like a sidewalk scavenger hunt, literally.
Yes.
Sidewalk history, where we put a little scavenger hunt out and have 6 to 8 little spots literally on the sidewalks where you could go and stand where Grant was, or you can go stand where Teddy Roosevelt stood, stand in their shoes kind of thing.
Or you could do something like Paul Revere's grandson dying at the Main Court Inn during the Gettysburg campaign.
That's good. I just think that these things escape our history and they end up being either folklore that is incorrectly told by me or
Incorrectly told by Stewart is everybody wants to claim Stewart is there. And I think that I'm not even sure that Homestead can actually prove, but it's pretty much acknowledged that he's there.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna let you get these sidewalk histories into little bios that we can send off to the history people.
Okay.
And Melissa, while I'm gone, if Kathy gets this stuff to you, don't even wait for me. What am I gonna say? Oh, Kathy got the wrong year. No, just send it right off
Get
to
it
their
right
team.
off, okay, noted.
I'll send it to both of you.
The next little thing is, and I found this so infuriating. When I worked for the Park Service for the American Battlefield Protection Program, we drew maps of the nation, battlefields, and part of Gettysburg Battlefield came down to our train station because the trains were out in Hanover. So all the dead after the battle were evacuated down here through Westminster. And that is called the Battle Study Area of Gettysburg. It is actually eligible for land and water conservation funds, which is a 50% fund easement.
Does our city council know that?
No, but here's the thing. Usually there's a 10-acre minimum that the American Battlefield Trust has. If you don't have 10 acres, they're not interested in saving it. Undeveloped, yeah. And so, but if someone wanted to donate half and claim it under that program, they don't have to go to the Battlefield Trust. They can do it through the program directly. At any rate, that is a historic certified area that should be noted on our National Register documentation. Right? It's like a different heritage area or a different something or another.
Because like Reynolds, after Reynolds was killed on the first day at Gettysburg, his body came down through Union Bridge where they built a temporary coffin at the railroad works. And then he came back through Westminster all the way to Baltimore where they put him in a new coffin and sent him back up to Lancaster. I'm like, well, that was the scenic route home.
What was crazy about Reynolds' coffin was it was packed with ice.
Yeah.
And he was one of the first ones to get that ice treatment because of the
What month was it?
decomposition. It was July 1863. But I'd actually been to Reynolds' burial at his home in Lancaster.
Oh, wow.
I know. It was a blow to the Union because Reynolds was a little bit like Custer. He had the flowing long blondie hair and everybody thought he was so dashing and that he would someday be the military general supreme. And he got cut down almost immediately. Gettysburg, he got cut down before the Confederates even fought their way up to the cemetery. He was like first hour cut down where everybody kind of thought he was invincible.
Well, I think there's the Gettysburg Trail marker at that parking lot where the railroad station used to be, I think talks about the role of the railroad. So some of this may already be mentioned on that.
Could be. Well, let's make sure it gets mentioned, I don't want that skipped over because it was done by an historic architect who didn't think context was not nearly as important back then.
Yeah, I used to have all the text from those Gettysburg Trail markers from when we wrote them, but I don't know if I found them anymore, but it might be on one.
Well, I tried to check and the Park Service has kind of gone to an extreme where they have all their geospatial data up. I'm not smart enough to pull it. So I was frustrated last night by an hour of trying to pull the one stinking little map I used to use all the time. And they've even taken down that report to Congress, which had all the maps prettily laid out. So, I'll keep working. I was hoping to get that done before I take off, but we'll see.
Well, I'll pull up these particular things and if I think of anything else, because yeah, maybe we look at putting together, maybe it might be a good heritage area mini grant project to do some of these markers.
Mhm.
At various points in the city.
All right, so that's the implementation plan, still sort of in that gathering mode, data gathering mode. I don't think that the company started sending out physical surveyors. I think they would have told us one thing.
No, to my knowledge, we still don't have our,
Oh, you don't have your,
yeah, exactly, so that's a main reason why outreach hasn't started.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm certain it's gonna happen right when I'm gone and I won't be able to have any fun or help. But I can tell you with that particular company, they are very media savvy and they don't need my help.
Yeah.
They'll work with you and it'll be great.
You'll be back in just a few weeks?
Yes,
Okay, great, yes.
I'll be here for the next HTC.
Cool. Can I circle back for 1 second? What was the study area you mentioned, the Gettysburg?
It's the Gettysburg, they call it the battlefield boundary.
Okay.
Now, there are core areas that are real bloody up there,
Mm-hmm.
but this is what they call a boundary, where fighting was known to happen. And because they were withdrawing down through Westminster, they felt they were still in battle. Because there were snipers on, or could be.
Okay.
So it's, if you look at any battle, okay, now I'm really getting off topic. If you look at any battle model of a battlefield, there's a starting place, a point of demarcation where somebody shoots at somebody and you are now you're in it, you're in the battle. There's also, you're out of the battle. You've withdrawn from the field and you have broken off the fighting. Lee went down to Falling Waters and he was not pursued by Meade as aggressively as most people would have wished, because Meade was not that aggressive. And Meade withdrew down from Gettysburg to Westminster, primarily because of the railroad had been blown up by Jeb Stuart on July 1st or 2nd. So that's what made Westminster still part of the battlefield of Gettysburg, believe it or not. Technically part of the battlefield.
Well, and
Because
then
it was
the
the
charge, so fighting on the way up.
But they don't count that.
Is that through the National Park Service?
Yes. Yeah, Parvis Charge was not considered a major battle in and of itself. Plus, the battle stopped within an hour. Right? The lead drove down or rode his horse drunkenly down to Baltimore, claiming that they were attacking DC and Baltimore. So that fighting ceased, and that's when the little map happened. I just
Napoleon Bonaparte night.
yes.
Confederates didn't have the coolest names.
Yes. So anyway, that fighting ceased, and then they went up to Union Mills, and then they went up to Hanover. They blew up bridges like they were expected to, and then they turned to go to Gettysburg to join Lee.
Well, they fought at Carlisle too, they tried to take the War College.
Tried Smith, General Smith or something, but he knew somebody from West Point, so they made the deal.
Yeah,
Burn
Stuart apparently flunked out of
that.
Stuart apparently flunked out of the War College and he immediately wanted to take the War College.
I think they just made a deal because they happen to know each other.
Yeah.
So, and I forget what it was, I think they gave whatever the townsfolk had it.
Assurances. I think that happened in another town during the Gettysburg campaign where the mayor had bought off burning. They were gonna burn the town and then they put, well, what if we give you some money and then you don't burn it? And they said, okay.
Well, Frederick did that in '64 when they were ransomed,
Did they?
and Westminster was ransomed in '64.
Really? And we paid it? To not burn?
No, we didn't, but the elected officials all left out. And Gilmore managed to convince, his commander that we really shouldn't waste time on this, let's keep building.
Mhm.
And so they just left, but, Frederick.
Middletown has a ransom story. Something,
They did?
yeah.
Well, Chambersburg didn't pay the ransom, they burned
I
it.
did burn it, yeah.
But Frederick paid the ransom and they didn't pay it off until just a few years ago. It took them like 150 years to pay off the ransom. They had to borrow the money from the local banks
Wow.
and the city was paying it off until just a few years ago. Oh. Yeah, it's been, I think it's right, yeah.
Yeah.
What town was this?
That was Frederick. Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. Anything else with the study? Implementation. Do we have anything more about the city's overall master plan that this implementation plan fits within?
Not tonight,
Not tonight.
not tonight,
Okay.
yes.
Alrighty. Didn't want it happening like within the 2 weeks I'm gone too. So,
It's all gonna happen when I go.
I know the minute I leave, everybody's gonna have everything done. So, all right, then let's move on to the 250th anniversary. Let's talk about some ongoing things. Where are we on this logo?
So in an email, we were advised to not use the America 250 logo.
Yes.
However,
Hmm.
I did notice the DAR logo had at least the words America 250
Mhm.
with a different font. So just don't use the ribbon font is what I'm guessing. So my suggestion is keep what we have and just change that America 250 look
I
and
think
make it,
So like this?
yeah, like not using that, but something akin to that. Yeah.
so. This looks like a ribbon. And
Kathy, you
I see.
originally created this. Do you want to take a stab at it?
So you wanna just,
Remove the ribbon.
They don't like the ribbon.
No, the problem is the America 250, I thought it was a public corporation and I understood they were encouraging everybody to use their logo in some way. They are now calling and enforcing people to not use it. Oh, okay.
I'll play with something in word art that can get me 250 in color, but not be that exact 250.
Yeah.
What's that one?
That's not, oh, that's DAR, yeah.
Got a ribbon in there.
I don't think they'll sit on you, but they probably, yeah, something close to that. Let's not just directly.
Don't picture it.
Don't bite your eyes.
Don't plagiarize that, but you can do something close.
But I think it would be nice if the commission was the one creating it. So did you want to take another stab at it,
I'll take another
Kathy?
stab.
Okay.
See what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay. Kathy's got all the assignments so far
Yeah.
tonight. Okay.
Unless you want to delegate it to someone else.
She's our
started with
artist.
No, that's all right. I think I still have the original
it. Okay.
files that I worked with, so I can play with them. And I'll see what some other people have done. Maybe we can get something similar. I mean, unless you guys want to go with the Carroll 250 logo or the Maryland 250 logo and just stick our name on it.
I didn't like that either. I like the one you did so much better,
Okay.
especially with the little clock tower and everything.
Yeah.
That's what we've been using for a million years, is that little clock.
Can you send me the clock tower file?
All right, historic district street signs. I have to say, Saturday I went to lunch in Martinsburg. And their historic district has all little historic district signs, and I went, I stole our idea. And they
Do
had,
they look the same?
they're a little different, but they have the same scrolly stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they have that same, ye olde look. And they also have entering historic district signs.
Are they brown?
Yes. But they're like wooden etched.
Oh.
Nice quality, like we're going to get, So I'm thinking, somebody's been listening to our broadcasts and stole our ideas, because I thought we were the first to do that.
Oh, that's good if people start,
Yeah.
have something that's recognizable
Yeah.
across various.
It doesn't say 250th on their signs, but it's clear you're in a historic district because you're on street signs and there's main entries that say, welcome to the historic district.
So
So,
maybe, Tony Town's got them, now we'll have them, maybe some of the other communities, I don't know how many have actual designated historic districts in Carroll County, but
I think they're.
like you have Uniontown and, maybe you could start to get
Something.
these,
And sort of.
I think Sykesville
Yeah.
has a portion
Yeah,
of
they
that.
do, yeah.
yeah, so maybe we'll start to see them getting a look across the county that a lot of people recognize some historic districts.
Mhm. So I thought that was pretty exciting.
Mhm.
Downtown preparations.
Actually, we need to move back one.
Oh.
For the street signs, the quote came in very expensive,
Mm,
$28,000.
yikes.
Hey.
Ouch.
So, question for the group. Is the interest to phase it to, would you prefer to see the line of Main Street? Like, as far as we can get? Or do we wanna do the William Winchester plot? I just think that's such a neat focal area. If we did that, or would that be too confusing for what exists today as downtown and our historic district, like stringing it through the main area?
My only fear is if we do the William Winchester plot and we lose energy and lose funding, and then people say, well, I thought the only historic district was the William Winchester plot.
Right.
And I vote for, I would start with the Main Street and just do what you can do. But we've already cut so much from that and it still came out to that price. I thought we cut some.
We didn't cut anything.
Oh, we just
So-
asked, okay.
Yeah, so what I'll have to do, we have a great map from GIS with all of them plotted and all of the numbers. So we should be able to go back to that and just kind of pluck that out and just say, okay, X times this, you know? So,
And maybe just do the major ones
Yeah.
on Main Street, not like where all the alleys come into Main Street
Mhm.
and.
I just don't want it to look too map.
McPhee.
Yeah,
Yeah, because in Martinsburg, it wasn't messy.
yeah.
Every street had that thing.
Oh, nice. Well, if I win the $1 billion, cause I'm playing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's back to play.
And we get that in writing, Chris.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A bunch of us play at work, so somebody just give money and they buy the tickets, like, cause I can't.
Well, tell them it's all going to a good cause.
It is.
All you share.
If we win that, I'd be happy to share, buy you signs and.
Right,
What else?
nice downtown Everett.
Yeah, I wanna do that.
I mean, is that something that you could ask the
Well, Main Street
merchants
idea.
to help contribute by the street sign at your corner or something?
You could always ask Kathy.
But it's not like you're getting anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, it's, yeah, you know, we don't do that a lot. We don't ask a lot.
Are they just about the same price or they're different? I mean, cause they're about roughly the same size.
I would imagine they'd all be the same price.
Yeah, so what we're looking at is a little the same sort of look, but certainly at the double stacked intersections, you have the design at the
Right.
top or the bottom. Some are just solo. Most of them, I think, are the double stacked. But actually, 10 years ago, we had upgraded the signs from a smaller size to a 9-inch sign.
Mm.
So all of the signs got bigger. So at least it hasn't been any less time. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was 5 years ago. A 10-year refresh would be okay. All right, so I'll go back and look at prices for that.
See what we can do, and then just put it on the radar every year for what we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't touch, you know, like.
I say saturate the main street with it, so it looks like it's something, not just an afterthought somewhere.
I agree. And then we can move.
And my biggest fear is I don't want us to stop with only part of town, little small part of town. Cause that gives that gives the exact wrong inference that only a little part of town is historic, when a big chunk of town is historic.
Yeah.
Good, and you know anything more about the entry ones?
I went to look at the time frame on that. I'll have to reach back out to the company because we ordered them late June.
Mm.
They just needed to be manufactured and then the sign company was gonna reach out and get us on the schedule when they came in.
Yeah.
It's been crickets, haven't heard back. So it's been about almost 3 months at this point.
You never know about supply chain issues, you never.
That's true, that's true.
Be another.
I did get a general quote, and some pictures. I don't know if I showed you guys this. This is for our downtown preparations. When we talked about bunting and banners,
Yes.
kind of priced it out, but I think what this is, I think this is AI pictures that they use, they plugged it in because I sent pictures of the actual buildings. And some of them were changed. If you look very carefully, there are some small like architectural differences, so I just wanted to make note of that. But I did check and there is still this piece, you know, that we do. And there's still.
Look how good that armor is. that memory meets that color every day of the year.
Why don't you get rid of this?
That-
Get rid of this.
Okay, that's forever though. That's a forever thing.
This is a no, don't look at this. Don't distract yourself. And this.
That's nice too. That building needs some color.
Mhm.
See?
It's the white bank.
It's kind of funny, like there is actually more to the building, like
And then they
it's
could
really
do,
different.
they
But
could do
it doesn't-
plants in the same color.
But that is really reasonable.
Yeah.
So all in all with these, the price was like, what does it say?
Is it polyester? Is it cotton? Is it shiny? Is it look
Oh, okay.
decent? Is it, or does it look
Polyester.
junky?
It's
Can
a
they-
Send us a swatch.
neon pleated fan, nylon, excuse me. That was what my
Oh, no,
skills
the
were
last
like
one.
though.
Wherever
Yeah.
We had cotton ones, they were CC, and by the end of the summer, they really faded out.
Colors, well.
That's the thing, the
So
sun.
it's great for the first month, and then they started to look pretty.
Doesn't it depend how the dye is set and all that? Anyway, all right,
It's the exposure that gets it.
I think it's gonna last.
Can we get a swatch to make sure it
regardless.
doesn't look like Walmart shiny junky?
I do see what you're saying. I
Yeah.
can ask, do you think they should go up from Memorial Day to, or is it like before the 4th, like the June? Maybe the June?
Yeah.
Can we consider that as we get closer to it?
Yeah,
I like the idea of Memorial Day, but I don't want to be subsumed by Memorial Day. I don't want everybody to think we did it just for Memorial
Yeah.
Day.
I just hate to spend money and then not to enjoy them for
Yeah, we have a weekend
It's
now.
gonna be up through, it'll be up June.
To Labor Day.
July.
Unless we do something major on the summer, July. Most people you're gonna have a bigger crowd on Memorial Day to see them.
The parades and stuff.
So general consensus is all of these are pretty, are there any other buildings that we're missing?
Hmm.
Are there any other locations that you would like to see, maybe a property owner we
Bunting
need to talk
across
to?
the main street, like sometimes you do that, you could do a bunting across the main drag.
Across from like
They used to do
Like
them
along the
across
side or
No, across the main
Across at Main Street.
I think things are used to.
Bunting used to be
Yeah,
done?
yeah, they used to do it.
They used to do that.
Did remember the banners.
But I don't know
Some
that they
banners.
presented
It wasn't a bunting, it was banners.
It was banners, yep.
Banners.
That is a question for the leadership. Because I don't believe it's intended to continue.
No, I think in fact, there was some real positive reasons to not do that anymore because of truck heights and antennas and stuff.
Yeah, okay,
But
makes sense.
this is special,
No,
so
what's
maybe.
Becky's? I think Johansson should buy one for their Lord's, it would look great on that stone building.
Do you wanna talk to
Yeah, I'll do
Dave?
that.
Okay, that'd be cool. Dave Senior or Dave Junior?
I mean, you could.
Well, right now, I
You
was
could encourage the local businesses.
Okay,
So just tell me, you'll just have to give me information about how much. I just think that building would look good there.
You know, you could encourage local businesses to decorate up their buildings too.
With the same
With the
uniform
same
font.
font.
It's not expensive.
Yeah, I think once we commit to the order, at that point it'd be appropriate.
I'm definitely
Yeah,
not
we
putting it up
this.
there to hang.
Yeah, that's maintenance
That's
guys,
the question.
they're
That's
magic.
what I look for.
I've been, I was up there once.
Wow, aren't you ready?
Up on
Never
that
again.
once, never gonna.
So,
Did you get our reaction? For
I
people watching
know.
tonight, but that's okay because when it goes up, it will be a wow.
Mm-hmm.
There is such a difference with that.
yep, and for the YouTube world, we're talking about City Hall, we're talking about the Armory Building, we're talking about the Westminster Clock Tower and the City Administration Building.
You could also do it for the police. Oh, the police department and for city maintenance.
Yeah.
Just because it's such a highly visible building when you're coming in, and it is a historic building.
That's
City maintenance.
true, it was on our list, and what was quoted to us was like lights.
Oh,
Well, we don't have, just because
Doesn't
they.
have to be that.
yeah.
It would look nice with maybe some
It needs to look a little
of
better.
the banner ones.
Yeah.
You could cover all the garage doors, yeah. Alright, so actions for that is to get some swatches, samples, and then send you the information, Chris,
Yeah, so I
so
can
that you
say
can
it
pass it
costs,
on.
these sizes cost this much, and we can figure out what size they
And they could even purchase on their own with their own company, something, it's just
Which
a
one
more
more match though?
Consistency.
I mean, you could make their lives easy and say, we found this company, these things are good, and then they don't have to go do an
Yeah.
internet search.
That's
And they'll all look uniform.
Or we could could you order it for them if they paid you up front or something like that?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple of great pictures. They had an event in the early 20th century where they encouraged everybody to decorate. And so
Oh,
you had
nice.
these banner
Yeah.
building just swathed in bunting stuff. So if we encourage the local
Maybe we have a
property owners
competition or
and
something,
businesses to do it,
do competition or something.
that's good.
So we'll get
We've got a
people
decorating
going out.
contest.
Does anybody wanna type that up in a letter format? A flyer,
There you go.
Good man, Grace.
quick and dirty,
Yeah.
and then we can all work on massaging it, so that's
Yeah.
perfect.
That's good, because I think you get people to do it.
I think that'd be fun.
We do a decoration contest each holiday, it's the Mayor's Cup, and it's been going on since 1980.
Is that for me downtown?
For the holiday season,
Yeah.
yeah, and people really have attached to it and have fun with it. and
Yeah, so they can have some fun with this.
We could always give out a trophy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamb Awards usually does them.
Some sort of community spirit like that, people will just do it to be part. They'll want the photos of their business, just like the ones you have from, umpteen years ago.
Yeah, and I mean, that would also, that might mean not just bunting and stuff, but maybe people would plant red, white, and blue flowers out front and.
But can you imagine the American Ice Company having, bunting?
I love that.
Just the name of it with the
Yeah.
bunting would be enough to
Yeah.
get somebody's attention for more than the half second they get today,
True.
Or the Arts Council doing something along their marquee.
Yeah.
On their marquee, yeah. Just some kind of message of celebrate or whatever.
Well, I don't know, I would assume they're gonna be doing some programming for it. A film festival, a film
festival.
movies about the American Revolution.
Patriot.
Yeah, 1776, if you had a nice cheesy music on that, would be fun, yeah.
I remember that cheesy news post.
Sure. Singing Downton Fathers, yeah.
Okay, anything else for downtown preparations, Miss?
Not tonight.
Commemorative plaques?
So last we spoke,
I said I was gonna do some research on
You
it, because
did.
we were getting antsy.
Sorry.
and you
Yes, I
said,
didn't do
And then I
it.
emailed her and asked her a question.
but you said you had one in mind.
Well, I sort of do,
Do we wanna do a quick search tonight before we lose any more time
Yes,
on
please.
a circle or a
Well,
square?
let's do it after the meeting. We'll squat up and do it after the meeting. Kathy, this is going back some years of our knowing each other. Did my husband ever show you the little door knocker plaque thing that we
I don't think so.
had? So when I moved into my house, it had this little door knocker thing. And it had a little space for a nameplate, which there was no nameplate. And I just thought, oh, that is so cool. And it's been on my door for so long, you could tell they painted around it. And I thought, but it had no knocker thing on it. So it's just a brass plate. And I thought, I'll never find a replacement for that. Darn, within a month or two at a garage sale, I saw one in a box that had never been used.
Wow. She found out where it came from.
So I pulled it out of the box and I said to my husband, hey, you have to put this on our door and stuff. So he did. And while he was doing it, he saw the borehole for the twist knob type of doorbell.
Oh.
And so we looked at that and we put the plaque up and he said, I think it'd be cooler to have a twist doorknob. And I said, I think it would be too. And since we have evidence that we
My
have,
fiance has one.
so I have one.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yeah, they're
But
great.
anyway, that's the kind of plaque I was thinking.
so like a rectangular one,
It was actually sort of
Shield shape?
shield shaped.
a shield shape,
Ching.
okay.
And it was just a little brass plaque and we could put whatever we want on it. So we'll look after this meeting. We'll take some
Let's
time
do
and
that,
get on our phones.
okay.
Liberty Tree plaque. We hear anything more from the council about that?
No, it's something on our like budgeted list. But it's kind of because of reasons like Mark mentioned, waiting to see how the tree does.
Yes.
Not
Everybody,
wanting
I've
to
said
draw
that
attention
too.
to it right away.
Tree's not gonna do well if we don't have any. Paper back in it.
Yeah,
You can talk to us.
It's been awfully dry and it's a very.
Is anyone giving it a drink there? Is it?
Are you guys watering it? Are they watering it?
I don't have the answer to that, but our city
This is
architect,
water bag.
I'm sure our city architect is taking care of it, but
We'll give it a drink tonight.
Everybody, I've said something to about the celebrity tree. I said, we wanna see if it lives for a year before we start unveiling information. They all laugh, but they know it's very practical. Because you don't wanna go hog wild on a tree that's commemorative and then have it die.
I did
That's
ask,
why I use you for liberation.
I did ask our contact who gave us the trees about if there's any more left, and there's just a few left. And they're saving it for Revolutionary War era sites. Is what they're kind of told back. So it's kind of nice that we got one.
Guess they just keep getting bigger.
They're just taking care of them in Western Maryland. Yeah. I think it's the Maryland Forestry Board.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Who's doing
They're
it.
doing it. Yeah. Alrighty, and then event programming, do you have any updates for us?
Just for the feedback that we got from the council, I thought we could talk about that tonight.
Yes, what feedback did we get from the council?
So we had shared what we were doing, and then the question, I believe, from Councilmember Pecoraro was that were there any events that we were planning on top of it? I don't know if I'll have to go back and see if he mentioned anything specific details around that. Do you
No, I
guys
think they
recall?
just wanna be informed and invited, basically, it's the way I had, what I remember. And we do have the Bell Grove event coming up.
Yeah, exactly. So we're looking forward to that being the kickoff this
Can I
month.
use your piece of paper? And
Of course, yeah.
so did you guys all get this?
Yes.
Invitation. Do you want to read it out loud for the folks at home?
You are cordially invited to the American 250th plaque unveiling at the William Winchester chapter of the National Society for the American Revolution. Invites you to the unveiling of the plaque commemorating the 250th and the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Mhm.
And it's Saturday, September 20th at 2 p.m. at Belgrove Square on the corner of West and Bond Streets in Westminster. This is a free public event. I'm not in charge of the program. I don't know who's speechifying, but I'm sure that a couple of folks that have been invited will take this as an opportunity to say a few words on the auspiciousness of unveiling a sign. And on my patrols, I saw they've already got the post up. So now they're just waiting to put the top on as we get closer to it and keep it sort of a secret. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. I happened to run into Melissa doing her patrols as well.
Yeah, that was really funny.
That was really fun. Yeah, we were patrolling the same spot at the same time.
It's hilarious.
I was on foot, you were in car.
Yes, that's probably the way it might be for a while.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but I was on Grove Square looking to see if anything had happened, and it had, so that's good, that's good, yeah, that's great. Okay, as far as the 250th sign at the Westminster Cemetery, we're watching this event so we can replicate it. And we have been told that we did get the first sign in Maryland. It is on order, so it's being produced. Somebody's paying for it, well, the William G. Pomeroy Foundation is paying for it. Although I haven't gotten any details about, like, do I need to be putting in a signpost? Or are the SCR guys gonna do it? Are they gonna coordinate with me? I don't know, probably all happen while I'm gone. So, I'm hoping that'll come up in November, you know, sort of.
Where you want it in the cemetery?
I had to. I had to, in fact, just like this one at Belgrove Square, in order to get the grant, I had to designate it. In order to get the one from the William G. Pomeroy Foundation, I had to come up with GPS. You know, coordinates.
So is it at the entrance or is it in a circle?
It's actually closer inside, closer to the William Winchester
Right?
grave, but the Stansbury and Rafe graves are also real close there. So it's closer inside. I couldn't put it outside of the cemetery, and I think they wanted it more visible outside of the cemetery. That's all private property. We don't own anything outside of the fence.
Who owns it though?
The cemetery?
No, the outside.
The outside of the fence is owned by private property owners.
Oh, that's right, yeah, the house is right there.
Houses are right there.
Yeah,
And there's no offset, and there are
no,
actually kind of people buried down the toes of that fence.
I
So,
bet there is, yeah. It's always the way.
yeah, well, we need every square inch, so
Graveyards.
for that private nonprofit. Alrighty, so other things we might wanna put on the list of our plans are going back for another proclamation next May. Going back in January and perhaps talking again to the mayor and common council. And that would be January, I think. We were suggested we come back and visit. Those are all things we can do. Anything else, Melissa?
I wanted to mention swag. So this had come up at the Carol 250 meeting. Question on what are the tangible things that people are gonna have fun with during this celebration? The challenge coin came up again, and I thought we probably should do one.
Mhm.
You guys heard of the challenge coins?
I've heard of them, but I can't, didn't we used to have those? And that was
There were
safety or
some
something.
souvenir coins
Oh, you did?
from the city of Westminster's bicentennial in 1964, little gold coins.
Oh, that's
Right, we still have some of those.
Wow.
Yep, we do.
And what do you do with the challenge?
So the challenge coins, I've never actually been a part of this, but I believe it happens in bars and you pull yours out. And if the person next to you doesn't have one in their pocket to pull out, they owe you a drink or they owe the whole bar a drink.
Yeah,
Something to that effect. It's like a real challenge. A lot of folks in the military use that.
Oh, yeah. That is super cool. We should do that.
Pass it down.
So what do you put on a challenge
Oh, like
coin?
military coins, yeah.
Um,
Fun to have. So they're pretty hefty coins, you know.
yeah. And you have to buy, would you have them for purchase or the city actually have that as swag?
Well, that's true. I think traditionally, well, I guess we've been doing them as just as swag. I also think about some funds we have with the county gives us some funds for downtown to collaborate with. And we've also been discussing among our economic development folk, what can we do, what all can we be doing as communities? And one of the thoughts was the challenge coin. Another thought was getting a special flag made for Carroll County or for our towns in relationship with all of this. But it's all of it's just an idea until someone says, this is what we're doing. You know, almost looking for a leader,
Like those hit,
yeah.
what, I think that might be left over from the bicentennial. That, Westminster, historic
Right.
Westminster flag.
And some of the communities could only commit to like their city hall location, and others are like, no, we can take it all the way down Main Street. So it's fun to have all these options.
People like t-shirts. I don't care for but people love t-shirts and a t-shirt with the whatever logo Kathy's gonna design, so,
Yeah,
I mean, and then that would be advertising, because people will wear them and
Yeah.
people will see them everywhere.
yeah,
As opposed to like that's gonna be expensive and people are gonna.
You haven't priced out the challenge coins yet.
I bet
So
you
what's-
that's.
We could share
Challenge would you
with
have on it?
people. You mean you wanna do a different kind of challenge?
I guess it depends
Big
on
dinner.
who you're giving them out to, but I can't picture going to the history expo and giving kids a challenge going
I
to
see.
like in a bar.
Exactly, exactly.
It kind of depends on who your
I'm
audience is.
sure they'll just collect them like they would
Yeah.
a coin, just keep it.
I think this is
And then
when you have a lot of money.
But
I
like
bet you this
the
much.
geocache trail, if you complete the trail
That's right.
and you go to the visitor center and they check off your last one, you get a souvenir coin.
Yeah.
But it's not nearly that hefty.
The original ones were,
Were
the
they?
first batch, but we went out of the first batch in like the first month, there was so many people wanted to do the Civil War geocache trail, so maybe if we came up with a scavenger hunt or something, and you got the coin when you completed the scavenger hunt.
I like that one. I mean, think about next year, Flower and Jazz.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Opportunity
we've done
to do
some
it there.
scatter hunts before during Preservation Month.
Or sure, Preservation Month, or even at the History Day or something.
Yeah.
You know, this
Yeah.
fall and the spring.
Yeah. And
Christmas ornament, maybe?
I love that idea.
So we tried to do that, but we were in competition with some.
it used to be the women's club,
Like women's
but I
club.
don't
Or the women's club,
do
the
that
women's
anymore.
I know the women's club, do they do, but I mean, you could do one for the town of Westminster. They might take one little house or one.
They did the clock tower.
It is
Ah,
yeah.
well, this is, well, the city owns it.
Yeah. They stole the idea.
So it's looking.
But they used to give us like lots of them, and we would give them away when we used to do the Christmas house tours. I mean, I had boxes of them, so they were very generous with us.
Oh, I know, what about, and they've done these over, you know, those little wooden. Those
The little
wooden-
miniatures, the catch me out thing.
Is that, yeah, like they'll set, like the building, the wooden building, it'll be like City Hall, whatever, and I know Westminster already has some of those, but maybe one for maybe City Hall or whatever, decorated.
Decked out.
With the.
That is a cool idea. I love them. I met her, the creator of the Cat's Meow, Feline, at the Philadelphia Main Street Conference this year, and I took a selfie with her. Like, I love her. It's always been fun.
Maybe she would do a special run for it.
And you could do this building decked out with the bunting
That'd
and
be
stuff.
beautiful, yeah.
You could do a series. We'll have to see what they call
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That's really a keepsake thing that you would actually put out someplace in your house on a bookshelf or something. That is cool.
All right.
Any other swag? I mean, your typical pens and stuff, they go big.
Yeah.
Sitting around at those festivals and stuff, the pens go big. Those bricks,
Those bricks went really fast.
the bricks went really fast, and also the computer converter things. The minute I explained to people it was a piece of tech, then they wanted them, but they didn't understand what they were at
Yeah.
first. But once they figured it out, man,
They
they
wanted
wanted
them.
them.
I
And
remember
you
that.
wonder how long it'll last. Like,
Yeah.
how long will this be relevant?
I have one.
But right now, it still is for all these chargers.
Yes. Cool. It is kind of nice.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else?
Octopus, I call them.
So I hope to see y'all on the 20th, coming back just in time. Actually, I had a trip planned for Michigan and I scratched it so I could attend this thing. So I'll see you there. Do we have any Historic District Commissioner comments for this month? Anything, Kathy? City have any comments for us for this month?
Not for this one.
For this month?
Let me go on. Yeah.
I don't think I have anything specific to this month. Other than just one foot in front of the other. All right, well, with that, let's adjourn.